Welcome back, folks, to more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, no Pokecenters, no Pokemarts. In our last episode, we picked up our starter Pokemon, we caught a Bellsprout, we beat our rival, all that good stuff. And this next part, we're going to be training up that Bellsprout that we just caught, because he's actually pretty useful for this run. And just going over some of the changes between gens here. When you capture a Pokemon, they no longer retain perfect PP, they only keep whatever they used or whatever they didn't use in battle. So since this Bellsprout already used one Vine Whip, we only get 9 uses of it, which we have to make very good use of in this cave here. So nevertheless here, we will be trying to train up this Bellsprout to a very specific level so that we can maximize its use here, basically. So while we're here, we're going to specifically be looking for level 4 Geodudes, and the reason for that is the fact that level 4 Geodudes are the highest level you can find here. They give us the most experience, and Bellsprout can one-shot them. Therefore, that's what we're going to be looking for, as well as picking up this potion, if I can figure that out. Seem to be only encountering level 3 Geodudes anyways, but okay, somehow I ended up on that side of it. But anyways, there's the potion, and we can, I think, I don't know. It's hard to get around here without flash, but should be able to figure out a way out here. Anyways, the reason we're looking for level 4 Geodudes is because level 4 Geodudes are the highest level you can find in here. They give us the most advantage. And look, we even find a 1% chance of Dunsparce. So, it'd be great to catch a Dunsparce, but unfortunately that's not the thing we're looking for right now. We're only looking for Geodudes. And there we go. There we go. We find our first level 4 Geodude. 49 experience, which is great for it. Which is a great boost in experience for us as well. And Bellsprout learns growth, but ultimately growth isn't going to be too much of an advantage for us because we can't really make too much use of it right now. Vine Whip already OHKOs everything we need it to, therefore it doesn't really matter too much. We want to use all 9 Vine Whips though to KO these Geodudes. So that's what we're just going to be working towards here. And the reason we want to level up Bellsprout to his maximum use while using up all his PP is the fact that there is a trade for Bellsprout for Onyx in Violet City, which will be basically what we're working towards right now. And whatever level you trade Bellsprout for is the level that you get Onyx for. And since we can level up Bellsprout prior to the trade, we don't have to use PP on Onyx to actually gain those extra levels. And so it's a pretty useful way of grinding up levels on a Pokemon that you receive from a trade without having to actually use it to fight anything. And we seem to only be encountering level 3 Geodudes for whatever reason. Like, what is that, 6, 7 in a row? But for now, we're only looking for level 4s because they give us the greatest EXP gain, and there's no reason not to specifically be looking for them. We want to maximize as much as possible. But either way, the Onyx is great for us because he provides a great source of PP through Tackle, through Screech especially, a move that lowers defense twice, and I think Bind he gets relatively early, I think maybe level 11. But nevertheless, a bunch of great moves, great PP to help us train up other guys additionally, because ultimately Onyx isn't the greatest Pokemon for this run, but he is useful for grinding up other Pokemon without you wasting PP for themselves. So that's basically what we want. We want our Onyx to be the workhorse for this run. And we seem to still be having trouble finding a Geodude, and finally we find another one, but we still gotta find at least 4 more. Oh, there we go. And we got to level 9, which is great. We may be able to get to level 10, which would be extremely beneficial. So we'll have to see how it goes. There's another Geodude. The only downside to getting Onyx via trade is the fact that once he gets to level 10, or I think just above level 10, he starts to fail to obey in some regard, and so because of that, there's a chance that he's not going to use the moves that we want him to. He's not going to be as productive as he could be. So it's one of the downsides to getting the Onyx, but it is a free Pokemon, and we do get to take full advantage of it anyways. So I'll gladly abuse that fact and work towards training up my other Pokemon anyways. So now Bellsprout is level 10, and although I could really abuse Struggle at this point to train up on Hoppips, I'm gonna keep it at level 10 for the trade, because getting Onyx to that extra level, although it makes him a little bit stronger, it increases the chances that he won't obey us, and therefore we want to keep that as low as possible, at least for the next part of this run here. So I'm gonna go complete that trade now. Grab Onyx. And it would be great if Onyx did come as a female, but unfortunately he does come as a male Onyx. The other benefit of making the trade is the fact that you also get a free Bitterberry, which instead of taking it, I was trying to give it a berry. You get a free Bitterberry, which cures confusion, which is not the most useful item because you can really just switch out of confusion anyways. But nevertheless, it just gives us something additional to hold on to, just in case. Maybe we can use it on something that gets confused by its own moves later on, but we'll have to see how that goes. Nevertheless, the goal here now is to get Cyndaquil to level 12, because that's the point where he learns Ember, and that's going to greatly increase our ability to train up things. And so, once again, unfortunately, you guys are going to have to sit through me looking for Hoppips, but that's just that's just the way it is, and we're just going to have to come to accept it. So hopefully we can find them relatively quickly, though. Without, like, they do tend to have a decent encounter rate, like unlike most things, or unlike some things, I should say. But whatever. If we can find them faster, that's great. If not, you guys are just gonna have to sit here a little bit longer while listening to me ramble and provide some sort of commentary while we get through this kind of boring section of the game. But don't worry, once we get up to level 12, things pick up relatively quicker, because there's not as much grinding. But this is basically the shortest amount of grinding in the entire game that you guys are gonna see. And I think at level 9, 2 Leers should be able to give me a 2-hit KO on Hoppip. If not a 1-hit KO, we'll have to see. Maybe I can get a little lucky here. 1-hit KO, maybe? No, it's 2-hit KO. So 3 Leers would be a 1-hit KO, which is excellent knowledge for us. Having that knowledge in the bank is certainly going to help me grind up Cyndaquil here anyways. We've only got a few more levels to go. Unfortunately, that is a couple more Hoppips to find, but maybe we can find them without too much trouble and get out of here in this episode. That'd be fantastic. If not, I'll probably be speeding this up, and you guys won't be hearing this commentary, but we just want to get Cyndaquil to level 12, and once we do that, we can start progressing through Violet City. But until that time, it's not really worth it to move on, because you don't really gain the benefits that Sprout Tower does, because you end up using more VP than you should, and it's just not as beneficial to start fighting Falkner, end up using a ton of potions, without the added benefit of having that extra power, that extra all-around extra stat boost and all that good stuff. So, as we learned from the last fight, we're going to be instead using 3 Leers here, just because Leers drop in value as the run goes on, and I'd rather be OHKOing these Hoppips than anything else. So we do find another one here. So I'm going to use 3 Leers on this one. I think for the next one I'm going to be... Oh, I do waste a tackle there, which is a bit of unfortunate. But yeah, I think for the next one I will be using 2 Leers just to try and conserve them as much as possible. Either way, in the long run of things, it shouldn't matter too much for us. I do have a bunch of tackles, so if we do fail to Oko like we did there, it's not going to be too much of an issue. Either way, level 12 shouldn't take us too long. We are almost close to level 11, and that should be one more hop-hip to level 11. And then from there, maybe 4 hop-hips to level 12. Regardless, it's relatively light on the grinding side, as it could be. I definitely could do maybe a little bit extra, but I feel that level 12 is perfectly fine and able to get us through with some consistency. There we go, finding our next hop-hip. 2 Leers. Maybe we can Oko this one. Maybe it has bad DVs. Failed to KO again. So, I don't feel too bad about missing that. Actually, one thing I'm just going to check here. What? Actually, instead of wasting Cyndaquil's PP, I am going to use Onyx here just to try and lighten the load as far as wasting PP goes. Throw on 1 Screech there, and 1 tackle. Good thing I didn't KO there, because we want Xerxes to get the experience. Either way, one of the things that I kind of wish they would implement in this game is the ability to nickname Pokemon that you got in a trade, because not being able to do that kind of restricts somewhat of the creativity. I'd much rather nickname this Onyx, but unfortunately we have to keep it the same. Rocky is a great name, but I feel like it could be a little bit better. Either way, we're going to fight one more hop-hip with Onyx. Hopefully we don't kill this, which we don't, and we can finish it off with Cyndaquil instead, and we miss, of course. But whatever, Cyndaquil's getting the experience he needs. Okay, so it looks to be about 5 more fights with hop-hips, and just for the sake of not making this an episode of just grinding, I will try and get through Sprout Tower as well, just for you guys. I may as well. So for the next couple minutes, I'm probably gonna make a cut here, just because it's boring for you guys to see me grind up here for 5 more hop-hips. So we're gonna cut here, and I'll meet you back when we get to level 12. Alright, welcome back, folks. So as you can see, we're almost to level 12. This final fight is going to put us over the top. I've used up quite a few Leers here. We've only got 15 tackles left, but Cyndaquil is right in a position where you can finally get to level 12, learn Ember, and even though we only have 6 Leers left, we don't really need them to get through this next little part here. Anyways, there we go. Xerxes gains this level, and I think you guys saw it there. He also learned Ember, so he's got 25 uses of that, which is great because we were slowly running out of tackles, but Ember greatly refills our PP stock and helps us to move on towards our goal. So now that we're level 12, we can start making our way back to Violet City, where we can take on Sprout Tower and start at the gym, because Sprout Tower, even though it's an optional portion of the game, it's a great source of experience as far as trainer fights are concerned, and basically trainers that I can almost one-shot, essentially, and we're going to be taking full advantage of that fact in order to build up strength so that we can also take on Violet Gym. So, sorry, I hit my microphone there, so if you guys were wondering what that sound was. Anyways, now that we're in Violet City, we can start making our way towards Sprout Tower. And Sprout Tower is, like I said, an optional portion of the game, but it gives you access to some pretty great items, although Flash is basically unneeded to complete the game. It is nice to have, and it is useful for unlocking some items later on. Although this trainer can be skipped, I consider him worth fighting, just for the fact that he has some Bellsprouts that we can one-shot. We do have some additional embers at this moment, so we may as well take the experience and move on. So that's what I'm going to be doing here. Clear out the tower, and no items yet. Grab this one here, Paralyze Heal. And one of the things that I've noticed in this gen in particular is the fact that there's so many status healing items. Whereas in Gen 1, where I was so afraid of getting status all the time because getting status on there almost maybe condemn the guy to death, so that I'd have to revive it anyways. In Gen 2, you get so many status healing items that I don't actually know what to do with them sometimes. Sometimes they get in the way of holding up space in my bag, essentially. And so it's almost like an easy mode of the game, but I'm definitely not going to argue with it. I'd rather have them and be safe than not have them and be worrying constantly about status. So it's great to have them just for their utility, for the peace of mind knowing that if we do get status, we do have an out. But like I said, it's a kind of a big difference between the two gens. And there's a lot of things between these two things that, as far as progress is made, as far as developing the RPG and all sorts of different things like that. X accuracy, it's not really that great of a move. It may be useful if I ever decide to throw on some moves that I don't really want missing later on. But we'll have to see how it goes. For now, I'm probably going to condemn it to uselessness right now, but we'll see. Anyways, pick up a potion here, and both these trainers are mandatory, so have to fight them. But I'll take them. All they have is Bellsprouts anyways, so we'll continue on here. Now I skipped this trainer to my left there, mostly because he's got a Noctowl, and we don't really need to fight it. Therefore, it would basically just be an experience for Onyx. I don't want to waste embers on trying to kill a Hoothoot, sorry, not a Noctowl. And so, we just skip him. We only want to fight the leader here, because he's going to give us Flash, and then we can make our way out of the tower. So this guy doesn't give us too much trouble. He's got a couple higher level guys, but nothing really that we can't handle. And because Bellsprout's relatively slow, we've got the advantage on speed anyways. And so one Ember should be able to one-shot this guy, and we can move on from there. Which it does. And upcoming, I believe he's got a Hoothoot. I think it's level 10. But sometimes he sends out his other Bellsprout first. So he's going to send out the Hoothoot, and that's perfectly fine with us. That's why we have Onyx. Hoothoot can't really do too much. It can pack. I don't know if this one has Hypnosis, but they can have it. But ultimately, Bind and Tackle is going to give us the stuff we need to be able to take it down. He does use Growl, but it didn't get off, and we did get our Screech off, which is great. So we've lowered his defense. Bind is going to do some additional damage, help us get that damage stacked on there. And even though Hoothoot's giving us some damage here, ultimately Onyx has enough PP to do enough work that it doesn't really matter what Hoothoot really wants to do in this fight. So, like, his tackles only do 1 damage, and Bind and Tackle should make quick work with Hoothoot anyways. So, one more hit with Bind, I think we'll take it out. If not, should be able to finish it off with something. I guess we can waste a Screech, because Bind is going to finish him off, hopefully, if it doesn't release. We waste a turn with Foresight anyways, and Bind does finish it off, which is great. So now that his Hoothoot's out of the way, it's basically easy for us to continue on here. We'll just send out our Cyndaquil, who is level 14, I should note, by the way, which means after this fight we will be evolving, which greatly increases our strength as far as our base stats are concerned, and comes just in time before we fight the Violet Gym. So I'll gladly take that and we'll move on. So deal with the Bellsprout with ease. Cyndaquil gains some extra experience, and there's the battle. So we've got Flash. We basically finished off Sprout Tower. I don't need to fight that extra trainer. And look at this, Xerxes is going to evolve into Quilava. When I was younger, actually, the Cyndaquil line was some of my favorite Pokemon. I liked all of them. I liked Cyndaquil, Quilava, Typhlosion. They were all really great. And as far as Gen 2 is concerned, it's probably my favorite Gen 2 Pokemon. But maybe I'll make a change in my opinion after the end of this run, but we'll have to see. Nevertheless, we get Flash, and we're free to move on. Now we do pick up an escape rope here, which I could use to leave Sprout Tower, but there is a specific reason why I don't, and I will be showing that to you in just a moment here. I also skipped that trainer because I think he has a Hoothoot as well, so if I wanted to I could probably fight him, but we simply don't need to, and I need to go up instead of right. Anyways, we're moving on here. I think I'm just going to finish up with this last little part in the ruins of Alph, and then in our next episode we will be fighting the Violet City Gym and Faulkner for the first badge of the game. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the playthrough so far. It's been a lot of fun, and I feel like we've made some pretty good progress so far, even though it's only been our second part. I know I could be a lot further in the game by now, but we got to do what we got to do in order to play it safe in this run. So one of the things that some of you may not have known in this game is you may have seen these puzzles before, but you may not have seen some of the stuff that you can actually use them for. So these puzzles essentially unlock some of the unknown in the ruins of Alph. However, there's an added bonus if you come back to these rooms after you've finished the puzzles. And so I'm going to show you that in just a second here, if I can finish this puzzle relatively quickly. And hopefully I don't screw up on in this recording so you guys won't laugh at me. I think, no, this one goes there. The puzzles are relatively simple though. As a kid I had a bit of trouble with them just because like they're a bit hard to distinguish some of the pieces from one another, but hopefully you guys don't make too much fun of me for that. Anyways, this first puzzle is a Kabuto, and after solving the puzzle, the floor disappears from underneath us, and after having done that, I think 5 or 6 of the unknowns start to appear, maybe 7, basically the first couple letters of the alphabet. Oh, I guess it's more than 7 if J is there. But, whatever. Some portion of the unknowns start appearing in the ruins of Alph after solving the first puzzle. And I will be coming back here later for some of the later puzzles, just for one of the reasons I will be showing in just a moment here. Anyways, you come back to this room, and maybe some of you know this, some of you don't, but you check this wall and it says escape. And so because of that, you come here, and one of the reasons I didn't use my escape rope is because if you use it right now in this room, I think you have to be standing right there. You leave the cave, and so some of you are running. Okay, so you leave the cave. What's the big deal? All of a sudden you come back in the room, and the earth starts shaking and all that good stuff. And look at this. There's a hole in the wall, and so it unlocks a little secret here that gives me access to a couple great items here. So one of them being this berry here. The next heal powder, which heals all status, but it's bitter. The next is an energy powder, which I think heals 50, if I'm not mistaken, but it's also bitter. And the last is a poison cure berry. So, all some really fantastic items. And just for you guys, I'm going to try and translate this. So it says, our words shall remain here for the ages. So our words shall remain here for the ages. So the unknown have these different messages that you get by solving those additional things in addition to the puzzles. But we're not looking for an unknown here, so if that's what you guys were hoping for, no, we're not going to be using unknown in this playthrough, because the only move they can learn is Hidden Power, and I'm not going to bother testing it because that's also going to waste PP, and so it's just a horrible Pokemon for this kind of playthrough. Anyways, I think this guy gives you a Miracle Street after you beat the gym. Yeah, he does. So, anyways, I think we're going to end it off here right before we face the gym. So, that's what you guys can look forward to in the next part. We're going to take on the Violet City gym, hopefully get that first badge, and move on in this playthrough. So, hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode. Leave a comment about what you think of the run so far, what you think I should do in the future. Maybe leave some comments about different ideas you can throw out there. And once again, if you guys want a Pokemon named after you, and you're really interested in these videos, leave a comment, and I'll see what I can do as far as the later parts of this run. Anyways, guys, it's been a great episode. Hope to see you guys next time. Peace.